You want to know what real neighborhood drama looks like? Try walking into your own workshop one Saturday morning, half asleep and craving coffee, only to find someone you never invited making herself comfortable like she's the host of a home makeover show. That's how I met Karen, the self-declared queen of our local HOA. There she was, shoes off, scrolling through Pinterest on her iPad, drinking my coffee and acting like my recliner was part of some community timeshare. For a second, I honestly thought I'd walked into the wrong place. But no, this was my space, my tools, my bikes, my coffee mug, now starring Karen, vice president of meddling, 3 blocks over, giving me that "I'm just checking up" smile that could curdle milk. She tells me, with the confidence of someone who's never heard the word trespassing, that she's just inspecting because the HOA thinks my workshop might actually be a shared facility, maybe under community maintenance, maybe not, depends who you ask, apparently. Then she kicks her feet up on the frame of my Harley like it's a footrest at an airport lounge. I wanted to call the cops. Instead, I decided to build a different kind of wall, the literal, not metaphorical, kind. This whole saga started months back, when I installed a keypad-locked gate at the edge of my property. See, my land's technically not under the HOA's thumb. I was grandfathered in before their empire expanded. But that's never stopped them from trying to draft me into their rulebook. I got tired of their letters about barn paint and mailbox height, tired of joggers shortcutting through my driveway, and definitely tired of Karen's Saturday clipboard patrols. So, I put up a gate, posted a big private property sign, and waited to see who'd take the bait. Karen, predictably, went ballistic. At first, she tried subtlety little notes in my mailbox, fake friendly drop-ins, official-looking letters stuffed under my door. None of it worked. So, one morning, while I was out for donuts, she slipped in through the woods, found my back door unlocked, and made herself at home. I walk in, box of donuts in hand, only to find Karen curled up in my recliner, like she's waiting for room service. The craziest part wasn't even the trespassing, it was the way she acted like I was the rude one for questioning her. She pointed to my donuts, smiling, and says, "Hope you brought enough for both of us." I just stood there, jaw on the floor. She wasn't leaving until the legal team determined if my building was really private. She starts pointing out cracked windows, benches that aren't OSHA compliant, even suggesting board members might need access to my workshop for emergencies. When I asked her what sort of emergencies required a recliner and my donut stash, she just grinned. Enough was enough. I told her to leave. She sat down, arms crossed, said she wasn't going anywhere until the HOA sorted it out. I stepped outside, fuming, and thought, if I call the cops, she'll spin it, play the victim, maybe even claim I was aggressive. So I texted my buddy Dave, the kind of friend who understands payback without too many details. Got leftover brick and a cement mixer? He sends back a thumbs up and a laughing emoji. That afternoon, while Karen was still making calls from my recliner, Dave and I started measuring. We marked off a 4-foot strip behind the front door and started building. Plan was simple. Leave Karen a small, livable space, power, outlets, snacks from my emergency kit, and build a real brick wall, floor to ceiling. I filmed everything, just in case. Karen didn't notice until we'd finished 2 rows of bricks. She looks up, asks, "What are you doing?" I tell her, "Just making adjustments." She rolls her eyes and goes back to her iPad. By nightfall, the job's done. We leave a small vent for air, a bottle of water, even a peephole for fun. I leave a note. "You wanted to stay. Enjoy. I'll check on you tomorrow." That night, I watched the security footage on loop, Karen pacing, calling for help, then finally trying the door and realizing she's stuck. The next morning, I hear her through the vent. "Hello? I need to come out now. This is serious. I may sue." I just tap on the wall and say, "Morning, sunshine. How was your stay at Chateau Trespass?" She threatens, she guilt trips, she tries legal jargon. I don't reply. That's the beauty of bricks. Sure enough, by noon, the cavalry arrives. HOA board members, a couple cars, and finally a cop cruiser. 2 officers step out. One of them, Briggs, has clearly dealt with Karen before. "You must be the guy with the cement mixer," he says, half smiling. I hand over the deed, the survey, and the security footage. The younger officer, Ramirez, watches a few clips and raises an eyebrow. You build a whole wall? I nod. Thought it was poetic. They asked to check on her. We knock out a few bricks near the vent, hand her water, make sure she's okay. She's mad as hell but fine. They escort her out the side entrance, which I'd left open the whole time, just in case. Karen storms off, muttering about lawsuits and architectural aggression. Dave pulls up, sees the missing bricks, and laughs. You let her out already? I tell him not to worry. The story's just getting started. That night, someone from the HOA leaks a screenshot of Karen lounging in my recliner while the wall goes up. Local Facebook and Reddit pages lose their minds. People offer to bring bricks. The hashtag workshop Karen trends in our area. Karen fires back online, posting a rant about emotional manipulation and weaponized masonry. I screenshot it, added to the website I created for this whole ordeal. That's when the HOA calls an emergency meeting. I'm not invited, but I know what's happening. Damage control, spin, desperate attempts to claim my property as shared space without looking like lunatics. But I'm ready. Turns out, months before, I'd quietly bought the lot right behind the HOA office, the same lot their server room and HVAC sat on, about 15 feet over the property line. My cousin Danny, a land use attorney, confirms I can force them to vacate or sue. Instead, I decide to go public. I print flyers. Did the HOA try to annex your property? With a link to my website, maps, footage, legal docs, and Karen's rants all posted for the world to see. The story goes viral. Local blogs and even a retired judge reach out, promising to help if the HOA tries anything. Karen returns, this time with a camera crew claiming I've created an unsafe environment. I calmly post my deed and the plat map on my fence, showing her camera exactly where the HOA's building crosses into my land. The footage circulates with dramatic music, titled, HOA Boss Gets Schooled. Soon after, leaked emails show Karen had been quietly trying to redraw the HOA's borders to grab my property for years. The next HOA meeting is standing room only. Karen makes her big speech about community unity and jurisdictional ambiguity. I walk up, hand out documents to the board, and reveal the email showing her plan to annex my land. The board votes 5 to suspend Karen, 2 against, 1 abstains. She storms out, her power broken. News outlets pick up the story. Memes fly. The HOA apologizes, repeals bad rules, wipes out fines. The board becomes transparent, meetings turn civil, and neighbors actually start talking again. Kids ride by my shop, asking if this is where the lady got walled in. I just smile and say, sort of. But Karen doesn't disappear entirely. She keeps trying to rewrite the story online, painting herself as the victim. So, I send all the emails and evidence to the local news. They air a piece called HOA Power Grab, Secrets Behind the Workshop Wall. People come forward with their own stories. Karen gets booted from every online group and warned not to meddle in any more HOA business. She's become a legend for all the wrong reasons. I'm not even mad at her anymore. Honestly, I feel sorry for her. She forgot that real communities aren't built with bylaws. They're built with people willing to speak up and say, no more. I hang the first brick from the wall above my workshop door, plaque and all, in grateful memory of HOA Karen's temporary residence. Then I throw a barbecue, Workshop Independence Day. Neighbors come, stories are swapped, kids bounce in a rented castle, and Dave flips burgers wearing an apron that says brick by brick. As the sun sets, I tell everyone the real wall wasn't made of bricks, it was made of people who finally stood up. When the crowd leaves and the yard is quiet, I look at my workshop and think, sometimes the fight finds you. The trick is choosing how you respond. For me, it was bricks. For the neighborhood, it was the end of fear. Now, every meeting is open, every rule debated, and the only thing anyone builds anymore is community. So, what do you think? Was I right, or did I go too far? Who gets to decide what's fair in a place that's supposed to feel like home? Drop your thoughts below. I have a feeling this story isn't over yet.